Man, this car would be freaking awesome if it had ghost flames on it. Oh, wait. Guys, welcome to the channel. So if you're watching this, you're probably like me and you have hideaway headlights that are not working. Now, in my case, this was an ex-race car. So I have absolutely nothing except for this little tiny bar here. What the owner did was he basically jammed a block of wood in here, and that held the spring-assisted lights down. So we're going to get rid of this block of wood, and hopefully by the end of this video, we can get these going. So, two parts you're going to want to buy, and I will link these at the end of the video. I bought a 4-inch linear actuator, and also a linear actuator remote controller. I splurged. I got the one with the 2 remotes. So first thing we're going to want to do is we want to connect these wires together and test it out. So I use these little heat shrink wrapped connectors. So I'm going to get this done. No need to watch it. And then we're going to get a battery and test this. Alright, so step 1. Run power to it. Got the little remote. And that's full throw. Alright, so we're pretty happy with that. Let's move on to step 2, which will be mounting it. Alright, I do not know for sure, but I'm fairly confident that this rod is solid.
You suck, you jackass!
So, I think my best bet, as you can see, which you can't, I actually marked out a line. I'm going to take my cutoff wheel and I'm going to cut this right in the middle. I think if I cut this right in the middle, I'm going to be able to slide this piece right onto it. So it's about as thick as a cutoff wheel. So let me grab my cutoff wheel. I'm going to get that cut and we're going to see where we end up. I mean, pretty easy. So let me kind of move my workstation here outside since there's going to be sparks. Later on there's probably going to be welding, but we'll see.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest.
Well, it's not solid, but it's solid enough. So I'm gonna widen this up a little bit and we're gonna test it out. Alright, well, as you can see, it is not solid. Just the ends were, and I got these little pieces that I can always, you know, sand these and jam them back down in there just to strengthen this up, which I will do in the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect power, and I am going to put this bar down at the very, very bottom. Because right now we're up, and we need to pull with it. And where the bar is, I only have about 1 inch to pull. So, yeah. Let me connect power and get this set up, and then we're going to make a bracket, and we're just going to go right off of our existing holes somehow. Alright, so looking underneath, here we are. We're going right under the bumper. This is 69 Cougar, but I'm sure 67, 68, and 70 are all going to be similar. I have this center point right here, so I think if I could just weld that bracket to there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build a plate and connect it to that nut and that nut. And then I'm going to weld this little piece right to the plate and connect it. So let me get started on this. Alright, now because of this angle, I had to go back on the inside of this bar here. The inside meaning the side with the motor. And I had to make it probably about 3 or 4 inches long, because it's got to clear that. But I'll show you this bar when I take it off. And in the meantime, I got this probably like 1/4 inch piece of steel by 1.5. This is 7 inches long, so I'm going to take my bracket And right now I'm just tacking it in place. I'm not going to hammer it home. I'm going to tack it in, and then I'm going to drill my holes, and then if I have to, I'll just untack it and center it up to where I need. So this is just going to be like 2 tacks. I'm not going to record it. I'll show you when we're done. Alright, as you can see, we got this piece tacked on. Ooh, that's hot. Put a little tape here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to put the pin in the bottom of the strut and line this up, mark where the holes are, drill the holes. Then I will take the bolts out and see how close it is. If we have to, we can adjust this up or down just by cutting, you know, I only put a tack on each side. But this should get us really close. Alright, so in a slight change of plans, I welded an extra little plate on here because I needed to come out just a hair longer. So I knocked this piece off because it really needed like an extra 1/4 inch. So I'm going to mount this up, and then I'm going to throw some tape down here and mark exactly where this has to go, and we're going to get this burned in. Alright, so here's what our bottom mounting plate looks like. These just get bolted onto the lower apron, and then we drop the pin through there. And we just cleaned up these little bushings. We're going to throw those back in the top. So I'm going to let this cool down. I'm going to get this on there, and we're going to try her out. Alright, well, hopefully you can see we are all mounted on the bottom. I am not worried about the little clip that goes in the end here, because this is all got to come off and get painted anyway. But bottom is solid. The top, we got these little inserts we're going to slam in here. So we're going to pop this out, slam these in, put the pin in, and we're going to connect power. Okay, actually the pins weren't happy. They got to be ground down a little bit because they're still a little wide, but we got power. Let's see what we got. Now she's all the way up, so she cannot push any more forward. See? So let's bring her down. I think that's perfect. Now it can still go down more, so you know, there's no limit switch on this that I know of. But I think if you're sitting at a car show, I mean, I do have to line these up a little bit better. As you can see, this is just a spring, I think. Got to go up a little bit more. But you know, for 70 bucks, considering what I started with an hour ago, I'll take it. Pretty straight. Plus it would be cool to sit at a car show with a remote. Now, obviously I'm not keeping the power like that. After I get this all painted, I'm just going to run the power wire probably right to the starter. It's the closest I got. But yeah, so that's going to do it. Right now I will drop a link to the 2 parts that I needed besides the steel. Hopefully you've got that laying around. And that's going to do it, guys. So I hope you like this build. Oh, we can actually get rid of this piece of wood now. And look forward to more of it in the future. This is just the very first thing on the very first day I'm working on it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that other stuff that these successful YouTubers tell you to. And get off the couch and get in the garage. Oh, look at this. It's Revenge of the Hornworm. How does that happen, Happy? How does that happen? Hornworm attack you? Let's get it off you. Ooh. Ha ha ha. Mean.